early. Not only are we on time, we're early for all three of us. Tacos, love that.
Huh.
Taco Bell.
Is that your thing that you say now on podcasts?
I'd like that.
Oh,
Can you? Huh?
what?
Can you explain to me what a taco is? Right. So in my head, a taco is a hard shell.
Yeah.
Is that what taco is?
Yeah, but you also get soft shell tacos now.
Then they're not tacos, then, are they?
Well, I don't know, because it's like, I think of a taco as like, it's like a handheld, like, is it like corn or wheat based? Is it corn? It's corn based, isn't it?
It's like yellow, isn't it? Or orangey yellow.
Where's PK for this?
If only we had a Mexican in the chat. See, the thing is, right? So obviously, with an American audience, this is going to be hard to fathom. But like crap food like that, we don't really. It's not like
crap food.
It's not native to us. So we have like old El Paso home starter kits in Tesco's aisles that you just like get out of a box and you just put salsa on it and it's good to go. So that kind of stuff. I'm in California. I count corn as the only corn. What? Like, explain to me what a fucking
like
taco
flour,
is.
is it not?
Just use wheat. What's up with why? Anyway, like, is it? I picture it as like a taco being like about 3 or 4 inches long, curved, yeah, and hard. Is that what? Is that what a taco is? A soft corn. So is it soft? So is it like a what's it called? Fucking tortilla. Like, is it a small tortilla?
Yeah, I think it's like well, there we go. Look. Yeah.
So what's the hard one then?
That's still a taco.
Why is that a taco and the other one's still a taco?
Don't know.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Hmm.
Like, it's like they have like sausage. Sausage to them is just the meat rather than a sausage. I don't get that.
Yeah.
A piece of soggy soft corn. I'm just saying that's what true Tijuana taco is. Okay.
Well,
so Mexican food is obviously. I think we're totally in agreement, unanimously worldwide. Mexicans have the best food. I think everyone agrees with that.
Yeah, maybe Italian or Greek.
Italians, there's not enough spice for me. Greek's good. Greek's fresh. Greek's olive. Greek's salad. Greek's meat is fresh. But there's something about Mexican.
It's funny, right? Because I'm basing mine off like what I would get from like a takeaway. And it's probably not.
Yeah.
No, because I was going to say Chinese, and I was like, actually, nah, because salt and chili chip isn't actually fucking Chinese.
It's not. If you go to Beijing, they're not eating, salt and pepper.
Or chicken balls and curry sauce.
Yeah. Chicken balls.
That's not what you get. It's not what you get. It's fucking roasting in the summer house.
Our national dish is a curry, isn't it? When we say national dish, it's the dish that's sold the most units per year, isn't it?
I like tikka masala or something. It will be.
Mm.
That was actually a Scottish. It was a Scottish person that invented that.
Yeah.
It's not even an Indian dish.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wet hamburger.
I'm doubling down on the caffeine since Chris stopped drinking caffeine. I told him the other day. So
good, making up the difference.
Mm-hmm. A wet hamburger. That sounds disgusting. I literally I had Pepsi Max Cherry earlier.
So good when you crack it open.
What are we talking about today?
I don't know. So I had my 40th on Tuesday, and I was supposed to have a drink.
I thought you were waiting until you went on holiday to have a drink.
Well, I was, but then it was like But then everyone kept saying about the like 10 years sober thing. And it was going to be on my 40th. I had a drink of red wine, and it was going to be that was my ex husband currently making me brunch. Crazy times with uh oh.
Is that the? I don't know if we can talk about her ex-husband on.
No, probably not. Is that a euphemism? It's not a euphemism, is it? Making me brunch doesn't quite work. Heidi, he wants to. Yeah, don't fall for it. All the lads here know. We all know.
Yep.
We all know what's going on there. All right.
Oh, I can't drop off my daughter. Yeah.
How did the conversation go? Did you walk in and go, "Oh, hi, ex-husband. Here's your daughter." Oh, I came here to drop me off me daughter. Right. Okay. So you're there dropping her off. You go in. Hey, how you doing? That's what Heidi's voice sounds
In
like.
your message, and
Um,
I don't think me and Jake want to talk about the madness of the scoreboard not working.
no, I don't care. The Open's over. Done for another year. Doesn't matter. It's done. 3 workouts done. One and done. We can talk about the Open at some point, but yeah. So I ended up going to the beach for 4 hours, and me and my daughter and my son just threw stones at empty cans.
I seen that stones in a bucket.
Yeah, awesome. Had a barbecue. Had some sausages on the beach. So all right then. This is a segue, right? Segue. Sean will know where this is going. Right. So at what point do we start prepping for Open 2026? When do you think
already begun?
It's starting? It's started
Is that
today.
not already begun now?
Open prep. Open prep starts today.
Some people will be doing Murph prep, but open prep is already started.
Yeah. So that's when the prep never ends. When does the prep start? Have you always been prepping? Is it constant preparation? Is it general physical preparedness? Is that what we should be striving for? Should we not be aiming to peak or train for a particular moment in time? Should we like a spider? Should we just always be ready to go?
I want to bring up. You keep talking.
All right. So yeah. So I've been wearing a vet. Yeah, math prep starts. Math starts the day after. Is it Labor Day? The Open test or physical theory. So we prep for you. Yeah, exactly. We do. And that's program. So exactly. So what you're saying is that general physical preparedness should prepare us for anything and everything at any time. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, Sean. Thank you. For any workout that comes up. That's good. I like that. I like that theory. And we're going to pin that and we're going to make sure that's the conversation. Now, I had a good birthday and we're going to Dublin. So what the point was, I'm going to Dublin in 3 weeks for the Easter weekend for Good Friday. So I'm going to be in Dublin for Good Friday. That's good, isn't it? So that'll be interesting. And my point being, I might have a Guinness there. My first drink in over 10 years will be at the Guinness brewery.
Do you enjoy Guinness? Because I do not like Guinness.
I really like it. I used to drink it. I used to have stouts and ales before I decided to not drink. And then the best non-alcoholic stuff that I've found is the Guinness. Over the last few years, they've nailed that, and I think they sell more. They sell more not zero Guinnesses than they sell Guinnesses now in can form. Yeah, in the tins. Yeah.
Fucking hell. I like what's that called? Brewdog. They've got
Yeah.
they've got a
Nanny State, is it?
Nanny State, yeah. That's the only beer that I'll buy like non-alcoholic. Even when I drank, I wasn't a beer drinker.
No.
But I found a really good brewery in Scotland. 2 seconds, because you'll like this.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, Jon has just gone to fetch a.
I don't even drink, right? But I went and bought 2 crates of this Cold Time Brewery in Edinburgh. It's right by the Edinburgh Castle, Cold Time Brewery. And when I was in a pub, it's This is a Baltic IPA. It's
Mm.
5.3%. I'm not a beer drinker, but when I was down
Very good.
at the start of the year, I had a pint when I went out for a dinner with Haley, and my sister and that was there as well, and it was amazing. I didn't know what it was, and then when I was leaving, because I just said, well, like, you know, just an IPA, and then the lady says, oh, it's actually our own, and then I looked at it, and you can actually order it by the crate, so I ordered 2 crates to come to the house. I've not actually had one since it's been at the house, though.
Okay. We should email them and let them know that we're talking about them. And do they want their name at the bottom of it? That should be our mission. What is it? March now. I reckon by June.
I made a banner.
Did you, Bruce? A Bruce banner. I've just left his house. It wasn't assaulted.
Good. Podcast may cause gains in strength, knowledge, and cause you to have questionable humor.
Gaze and strength. Did you say?
may cause gains in strength.
Gaze
and cause you to have questionable humor. Yeah.
I mean, and gaze probably.
Yeah, I could.
Have either of you had a Bush Light? I won't do the obvious. Yeah, not Bush. No, don't think Bush. I'm trying to think.
I've never heard of that. I'm glad you weren't assaulted. I was going to bring that up, but I didn't know if we could speak about that on the show or not.
I wasn't assaulted, and I wasn't a vinegar. Favorite flavor, Yana crisps. Shoot.
Is that where that's where the show's going now?
No, yeah. What about those? What were those ones with the matey boy? They were like a paper packet from the 90s. It was like
I don't think the Americans know what we're talking about. And the ones that used to have to like take out the little salt pack and put it in and then shake the bag.
Smiths. Yeah, Smiths. They were good. Bush latte. But what's a Bush latte? Is it? I'm trying to remember. Isn't like AB Bud? Is it part of the Budweiser family? Isn't it like? Anyway, it's an American beer. Probably not. It's piss. No, I haven't. What are we talking about? I can't remember. We've gone off on tangents here. What were you going to bring up? You were going to bring up something, weren't you?
I put it in the private chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is.
Have you ever speaking of assaulted, right? Have you ever seen?
Been assaulted.
2 seconds. Have you ever? I don't know why that started playing. Have you ever seen the New Zealand guy? I've got it up, by the way, if you want to bring it up. Have you ever seen the New Zealand guy, the TV, like the morning host presenter that fucking he's on? I'm pretty sure he's like speaking to someone that's been like abused domestically, and he. It's like a cooking segment, you know, like this morning kind of show.
Yeah.
The New Zealand version, and he's like a PM that's been done for that as well. And then he has this like outburst. It's a very cult like fucking movie like scene that he like thinks that people are just gonna get, and he fucking screams out, "Cook the man some fucking eggs, bitch."
Oh, I've seen that clip. I didn't know the context behind it. Oh no. Oh,
so like that's what made when Heidi said she was getting breakfast cooked. It made me think of this, and I've got it like app if you want to play it. Like,
yeah,
it's fucking brilliant. Let's get this one on. Like,
really simple.
Cook the man some fucking eggs, bitch.
Okay. So you start with the scrambled eggs.
Oh, God.
Thanks. That was your scrambled eggs. So you need about 4 eggs for a few people.
You needed and stop finishings, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's. I think we'll just leave it there. To be honest. You want the full recipe? Nadia's salmon bagel recipe. Go to the website. It's all there.
Oh, Jesus.
Release. Check that out as well.
Do you want me to continue these? Scrambled eggs, crushed avocado, some cherry tomatoes, and scrambled eggs. Really simple.
Cook the man some fucking eggs, bitch.
Okay. So you start with the scrambled eggs.
Oh, fuck me.
Thanks. Start with your scrambled eggs. So you need about 4 eggs for a few people.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Wow. That's good. Good man.
So as soon as Heidi said she was at her ex's, I was just imagining that happening in the kitchen. Excellent. That's where my mind.
So we've got we've got a superstar in the house. Well, he's not actually in our house. Hopefully, he might be hiding.
He might. Nah, he definitely doesn't watch this show, but he might someday. And if he does, we wanted to share.
Yeah, we'll celebrate.
Celebrate Ken Walters.
Look at that. Look at that. So I do have one question about this. Those boxes, are they normal boxes?
That'll be a 30-inch he's standing on.
But like the Fergie's
we literally pulled up fucking Ken and Fergie came. That's like a fast signal.
Is that a normal? So I'm looking at them and I don't know if I can't figure out if that's a 30-inch box or it's a wide box because like the width of it doesn't quite look right. There's something not right about those boxes.
Heidi, don't derail the conversation. We're trying to show Ken some respect here.
We're trying to respect him because I think, as he said, he's been across for 8 years. He's got the golden. He's living the dream. He's I'm trying to read it. The ambassador for the methodology. That's what we're about.
So Ken got awarded the golden kettlebell.
Yep.
So recipient of the CrossFit Egan golden kettlebell. The kettlebell is based upon a person's commitment to the methodology and as an ambassador to the box within its walls as well as the CrossFit community. So CrossFit changed Ken's life a little over 8 years ago. He's never quitting. Yeah, that's class.
So I know Sean's just clarified. Yep, idiot. I know the size of boxes. What I mean is something about those boxes doesn't look right, as if they're not actually 20, 24, and 30. They like the 21 on the right doesn't look like 20 and 24 inches at the base there. Like I'm trying to figure out if that's right or not. And also he's wearing the thrown-ins, I think. That's good. It's not the box that isn't right. Okay, those kids can be right. So yeah, but going back to
I thought Ken was like over 6 foot.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like those boxes, if he is over 6 foot, then those boxes aren't regular size because those boxes look massive. Can we put up Fergie? So Fergalicious, my favourite 7 Easter. That's no irony in that. Genuine. 55 open night standards were shite this year. Jumping pull-ups, scale wall walks, and we're becoming high. Yeah, so I kind of agree. There's a couple of ways of looking at this. So there's the going into it as a debrief, looking at it, and also at the time how you approach it. So my mother-in-law, obviously, she's been to the games twice now. Went to Wallapalooza and won it this year. Just gone. She's quite a decent athlete in her age group. She's 67 now. She has sort of picked a couple of holes in the workouts just like that, saying about that it wasn't programmed because she's worked her arse off all year to get the high skill levels, to get wall walks properly done, to get her weights up, everything. And then to be told that the movements are quite scaled at the RX weights and the complexities and stuff. So in hindsight, yeah, I totally agree. I mean, that it could have been a higher skill base. It could have been slightly heavier. And I know I spoke to Ken about the weight of the deadlift bar and the Ollie stuff after was slightly kind of ski width as opposed to the Indies scaled side. And we talked about that. But in terms of this one, yeah, we did RX wall walks in previous opens. Why are we going in reverse? I'm fine light weights and less reps for yeah, exactly. So absolutely right. But it's just. But my thought on this is that I don't know how much they test the master stuff. If I'm being perfectly honest, I genuinely don't know that question. The answer to that, I know they obviously rigorously test it for Indies, but I don't know if they have a testing team for the masters for all the different age groups, or whether they just scale it appropriately based on what data they've seen from previous opens and movements and feedback. I don't know. That's a good point we can try and raise with someone that's on Sebi's show that might know the answer.
Do you think they just assumed? Do you think they just assumed that the masters like wouldn't have the trunk capacity for the wall walks, deadlifts, rowing?
Yeah, I think because I spoke to Heidi a lot about this, is that the if you think about all those movements we were doing, so wall walks, row, wall walks, deadlift, then a clean, then a snatch, and the row again. All of that is hinging and coming forward and back, hinging about. Every single one of those movements is that hinge, forward, back, with shoulders getting kind of fatigued along the way. Are they assuming that that fatigue level is going to be exponentially harder for the 55 plus based on that workout? Now, my question is, retrospectively, looking at the data and looking at the people that have done the workout, I want to see how many people, how it's stacked up in terms of scaling. So you get the fittest on earth. So let's say Colton and Taylor and all that jazz. They do it in 9.5 minutes. I know it's quick and around there, but 9.5 minutes. Were the quickest 65 pluses or 55 pluses or whatever, were they also doing it around 9.5 minutes? As opposed to kind of the slower people like me. I did it in 18:30. If I end up at 85th percentile, did the 85th percentile also hit around 18:30 on that workout? If it's truly scaled, those numbers will match up near enough if we've done it right. So retrospectively, they can learn from that and they can look at it. And it's all well and good thinking of hindsight. But what I said to my mother-in-law each week, I think week 1 she was fine with. I don't think there was much of an issue in terms of scaling and intensity there. So week 1's fine. But the week 2 and 3, she had the same concerns as Fergie's just outlined. But as I said to her,
I came first, did it in 9:25.
9:25. So it was
55 to 59.
Right. So
Second,
I mean,
46.
Yeah. So it's proven that it's probably about right at the top end.
Probably a good
at the top
test,
end.
yeah.
But the at the time though, when it comes through and you've got a sheet of paper and you've got the workout in front of you, you've got an option there. You can think to yourself, like my mother-in-law was saying about the scaled wall walks and how she's worked hard and this, that, and the other, and it's all I want it to be harder. And the reason that she said she wanted the workouts, the movements to be high skill based, like a wall walk, is because she can do it and she knows that a lot of the other women in her thing can't. So it would be a separator. So it would be something like a ring muscle up in the indies. If you include that, you're going to outlaw a lot of other people and they're going to need to go scale. So there is no separation in the older age groups. Is that right? So there's no scaled option in the 65 plus. Is that right? Or do you mean?
Okay.
Do you mean because it was so scaled back that they don't need to do a scaled option? I don't know, but yeah, you're right. Because on that workout, those wall walks, they were the scaled. You can't scale that wall walk really unless you go down to foundations, which is going to be like I think it was a bear crawl or something. So yeah, right on there. But at the time when you get it and it's in front of you on a bit of paper and you're told what the workout is, you can either think, fucking, this is shit. Or like I said to her, take it for what it is. You're good at wall walk. So that, and even though it's like a few inches of movement, you can rattle through those. And also she's quite good on the barbell Olympic lifting because she won the British champs in the mid 80s. So she's a really good weightlifter for her age group. So you can make the most of that barbell. Now, in hindsight, it didn't actually matter because she didn't finish. So she got 5 calories short. So she was 45 calories on, and that's another story. But in hindsight, it didn't matter. But I think, do the English celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Jon might because he's Scottish and everyone hates the English.
No, not like you guys do in America.
No, apparently the Americans celebrate St. Patrick's Day more than the Irish.
I don't even think the Irish celebrate it like you guys do.
I think Patrick's Day's become a little bit of a nostalgic throwback to the founding Irish settlers, isn't it? Rather than actually celebrating St. Patrick's Day, I think it's a call for a celebration.
Nothing to do with St. Patrick's Day, but do you know what's mad? Is Rich is sitting 20th in the Open overall.
Really, in the Indies, just really,
yeah,
fucking love that.
Yeah,
Has he said he's going to semis if he qualifies? Has he said anything about that?
Nah, I don't think so.
All right.
There you go.
What's
It's
Sean
an excuse to
saying?
drink beer. Yeah. Well, should it not be Guinness that you're drinking if it's St. Patrick's Day?
Yeah, you nonce.
Do you split the G in America? Or is that just a thing over here, splitting the G?
Let's fix
When you're
testicles
drinking
on the
Guinness,
right.
so you've got your pint glass, and then it's got
Right.
like Guinness. So like that first like drink you take, you're trying to split like the Guinness line.
Ah.
Splitting the G. That might even just be a thing here in Scotland.
Whereas you
Splitting
split your D.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah,
Splitting the G.
ideal.
We could bring that up, splitting the G.
Not the Glinton. You never want
Yeah,
to
you don't want to
split.
split the gin in.
You do not want to split your Glinton. At some point, can we, not today necessarily, can we talk about labiaplasty? I want to understand that. I want to know why.
I've got 20 minutes.
Hey?
I've got 20 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to talk about labiaplasty.
Okay, that's fine then. I just don't get how does it get to the point? And like, yeah, and never mind. We can do that later. Guinness shares with fans splitting the G's. Right. Oh, the actual G of the on the pint glass.
Yeah,
right,
so
okay.
you're trying to split the G. Yeah, it's
splitting
massive.
the genome.
Yep.
Good, like that. So we can do this because this is a passion of mine as well, Mr. Real. If I can keep both nuts loose and free, without a doubt, I can break 19. It's my right nut that keeps it. So when you say disappearing, do you mean it's going upward and disappearing upward, or do you mean that you're sitting on it underneath, like it's going underneath and you're sitting on it, so it's between the seat and your leg, or do you mean it's going up and disappearing upwards somewhere where you can't really feel it? Because loose and free is one thing I've kind of moved away from. I no longer wear like you call them underpants, we call them pants.
I wear wide fronts.
Yeah, I wear wide fronts. But the thing is, we've talked about this before. When you get on the rower, you'll often see men reach down. So they got the paddle in one hand. They'll reach down. They'll pinch and pull. So you pinch the nutsack and you pull it up, and then you close your legs a little bit, and everything's sorted. Everything's fine. Every man in here should understand exactly what I just said.
Don't worry, because in a few months, once the test really kind of takes hold, your nuts are going to shrink anyway, and you'll not have that bother in the rower. Then you'll be fine.
My nuts sit on top of my thighs for the. Yeah, but do you put them there? Like when you sit down on the rower, I put my left foot in the straps first, then my right, then I lean forward, I tie, I sit back with the paddle in my hand, and at that point, you know if they're sat right or they're not. And at that point, you have to reach down, pull up, pinch, pull, and you're on to go. No, it's like, yeah, but the point, he's completely missing the point here. And we're not going to go mode. No thigh gaps. I haven't got a thigh gap either. That's the problem. If I had a thigh gap, it would sit perfectly between my thighs, but I don't. So it squidges between, and it either squidges under or over the top. And when it goes squidges and it goes down, then you've got issues. And every time you catch at the front, you're squeezing it together and then you're pulling back. So you got to sort that out. Anyway, I'm sure Mr. Kipping will feedback. Right, okay, hang on. My first pull back, as I extend my legs, I kind of pinch my butt cheeks and it gets my nuts pushed up. What? You can push your balls up from between your legs by squeezing your bum. That's mad. Hang on.
We've got some cool guests coming on, haven't we?
Should we talk about that? Yeah.
Yeah, right. We can talk about that. Yeah. We've got we've got quite a few cool guests coming on. We just haven't announced them all, but who we did announce was James.
Yes.
I had I obviously shared that, and then I sent that on my personal page and then my business page, and I got probably the most amount of messages from people that I know, how
really
have you done this?
Huh.
Yeah. And then I've noticed our page has got a few more followers today off the back of it.
Yeah, we're up to
I don't
like
know if it's
150.
Yeah, I don't know if it's off that, but this will be a cool like podcast.
Yeah.
Even if for people that don't even know like who James is, he's the singer from Harm's Way, but then he also has started a company called Mass Movement that they've got a Patreon. So they're basically sharing like all about their training, nutrition on their Patreon. I'm not sure if it's expensive or not. I've not actually looked at the page, but that's the Mass Movement page there. They do like
Awesome.
Olympic lifting coaching, strength coaching, and I know you can do one-to-one. It's him and a guy. Is it Ethan? I think his name's Ethan. Yeah, Ethan. Ethan Mania. And they had a guy on their page like clean and jerking like 170 kilos the other day. So I think they know what they're doing. I've seen.
Yeah.
I know that he's a big fan of like the Charles Poliquin books and stuff like that. So
Cool. Okay.
like, yeah.
So
yeah, and then Harm's Way are like one of my favorite bands. So that's why I wanted to get him on, because I know he's a big dude.
yeah, he kind of looks like Channing Tatum if he like used a lot of like if he used a lot of strength training, as opposed to whatever the fuck he's doing right now. Have you seen Channing Tatum recently?
Yeah, it's like
he looks like he's ill. But this guy,
do you think that's Hollywood now?
mate, I don't know. He just looks really poorly, and I don't know why. Like it must be for a film or something, because you wouldn't go from being Channing fucking Tatum to Skeletor. I don't know.
I don't think he's on Ozempic, but
I mean, he might, but I don't know. He just looks really gaunt, and it's not helping him at all, really. But yeah, never mind.
Maybe is there a new Magic Mike coming out that he's trying to get really skinny for?
I think the third one was the last one. I could be wrong though. But he was over here last summer, starting to film for a biker film for the TT. So he might be He might be doing a film about motorcycling, and if he's doing a film about being a motorcyclist, there's a full chance that he might be losing weight for that. I don't know. He just doesn't look well. But anyway, back to James, the opposite. But yeah, he's good. And do you know what the good thing, like, it's nice, is that I haven't got a clue about Harm's Way. So you're obviously big into Harm's Way, and it's your favorite band. So
hardcore music in general is like, if I'm not in the gym or with my son and Haley, I'm like at like hardcore shows or hardcore festivals and stuff like that. So like, I've followed his band for quite a while. But not only that, it's like how he trains, like what he does, like nutrition wise, etc. While they're on tour. Because we got in touch with him, not even thinking that he would even reply, and he replied within seconds, basically telling us no, that he wouldn't come on the podcast because he was on tour in Australia. And then I just kind of persevered. It was like, well, when can you come on? And he told us to get back in touch in March. So we waited until March and we got back in touch. And so he's coming on the 13th of April. We did try to get him on earlier, but the 13th of April is when he's coming on. Who else have we got coming on? A chap called Stephen Raynar. Oh no, I don't want to leave studio. Shit, I want to stop sharing the screen. Stephen from CrossFit Tweed Bank. He'll be an interesting chap to talk to. He's big on TikTok. He's also in the kind of music scene, but he's an affiliate owner and coach. Do you know what? He's kind of like along the same kind of ilk as Kyle from Wad in the Loch.
All right, cool. Yep.
Yeah, I think you'll get on really well, like with him. And then a guy called Kieran Ingram, who ran the length of Scotland. I'm going to talk to him.
Yeah, he's cool.
Endurance training, but then also a bit of his like background story. He still suffers with OCD, but he's obviously got a good handle on it. But growing up, he didn't. So I think the Americans will struggle to understand. We'll need to tell us to talk even slower than I need to talk when I'm on here. If I think my accent's difficult to understand, Kieran might be a bit of a struggle for our American listeners. But he's got a really interesting like background and story on how he became a coach, and then him running the length of Scotland.
Do you know, I didn't realise he'd struggled with OCD. That'll be interesting from my perspective. I'll be really keen
I know
to talk about that.
that's why I brought, like, I didn't obviously like bring that up here,
Yeah.
but yeah, like that's like that was what I initially thought when I was speaking to him. I last seen him on Thursday. He came to watch us at High Rocks on Thursday in Glasgow.
Awesome.
And he competed twice this weekend. He did his first solo and he did it in 70 minutes, I believe. And then he did men's doubles with a lad, Josh, who also did men's pro and did it in 70 minutes. And they got, I think it was 60. It was just they narrowly missed going sub 60 for their pros. And it's like the third time they've narrowly missed going sub 60. Let's try and get. I've actually got him here. We could pull him up, Kieran.
So what do you make of, whilst you're pulling that up, what do you make of Tier 2 Me doing what they did? Like from a high rocks perspective.
And especially against Lauren Weeks, it was unreal. Yes, that's Kieran there on the left. So they did it in 60 minutes and 29 seconds.
Awesome.
But yeah, so going back to Tia, like unreal, like to be. I know Lauren Weeks travelled back from Glasgow to compete in Houston, but still, like that's their bread and butter. That's what they do. So for Tia there was 10 seconds in it, so it was a exciting race, and then there was a big jump between first and second and down to third place, like minutes, which is huge as well. Yeah, Tia's like, and then James Kelly he was 1 second off beating Hunter's world record in Glasgow, which people are saying that he crossed the finish line like before.
Oh, really?
They're saying it was like he crossed it like that record was there, and then him and Jake Dearden went and just set a new world like pro doubles record today.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he's last night, what a week he's had. So he was 1 second off breaking Hunter's solo record, and then he broke Hunter's other record in the men's pro doubles with Jake Dearden.
Okay, cool.
Who also raced in Glasgow and got his invite to Worlds.
Oh, right, nice.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that video that Chloe put out.
Didn't see that, baby. Doesn't surprise me.
No, Hunter's not done in High Rocks. He's not. He literally travelled back from Australia, long haul flight. You can imagine the jet lag going from Australia to Scotland and then racing within 24 hours. It was just the standards getting so good now. I do think he needs to kind of maybe knuckle down and not spend so much time like partying. And not saying that he parties, but he'll openly say like it's beer drinking season up until like 3 months before Worlds, and then he kind of dials everything in. That's the kind of the way he rolls, isn't it?
Yep, that's his appeal. That's his charm.
Yeah, but James Kelly is coming up. Like I don't think, he's saying as far as being the golden boy. I think fucking like James Kelly is like he's just going to keep on improving.
Right. Okay. Alcohol kills games. It does, Fergie. Does.
Yeah, Fergie's right.
Yeah, and I'm sensing like a rebound at the moment because you the last couple of years I've seen this wave of people going like Instagram influencers saying things like, if you want a bit of cereal, you can have a bit of cereal. And they try and be like counter and say, yeah, if you want a beer, have a beer. And it's like, yeah, that's great. That's awesome. However, it's still fair to say that most people don't necessarily need alcohol in their life, and it shouldn't be, it's the Instagram thing's a bit strange at the moment.
It's like what was it? I'm trying to think. I was trying to think what it was. The Roger Bannister was like the first person to run the 5 minute mile.
Yeah. Oh, Rog.
He ran the 5 minute mile.
Hey,
it was almost like almost like what's it called? Like it was like the Roger Bannister effect. It was like then it made it possible for other people to be like, oh fuck, I can actually run a 5 minute mile. So like Hunter set like a standard at High Rocks to now people are like, well, what does he do? And they've kind of not carbon copied it, but they've seen like what what's possible, and now people have caught up, and I think it's only going to get better.
Good.
But yeah,
Athena's
people
in
don't
the
need
house.
to be drinking. You're right. I know that's mad.
Hello, Athena. Athena hit a bloody big milestone this week.
We shared. Was it 2? We could pull it. We could pull it up.
Yeah, I'll find it. Athena, you've got
In
to see her.
6 minutes, I do need to go, but you can stay on.
Okay,
Chat
well, I might. Chat shit, get banged. Hang on a minute. Doobie doobie doo, doobie doobie doo. Here's Athena, doobie doobie doo. Look at that. Amazing. So 423 days, so just over here. That's awesome, isn't it? That £100.
Do you know what, Fergie? I've been reading a lot about methylene blue, and I've been tempted to order some. I know Jake probably hasn't even heard of what this
like
is.
Viagra?
No, nah.
Oh,
nah. I have been looking into it, but I haven't ordered it.
Can someone tell me what it is?
I would need to pull it up because I don't want to do it a disservice by trying to explain what it is.
Cervix.
Cervix.
Dick cervix.
I know people that take it. That's why.
Gut health. Oh, fuck off. I have coal powder. I have tablets of charcoal. All right, okay. Have you done everything else first before you decide to do all that?
See, that's why I've not bothered buying it. It's like, why? Like, there's other things that I could be getting a bigger benefit, like, you know, getting more back from, like probably reducing my caffeine intake. No, going to bed maybe a couple hours earlier, and all that kind of stuff first. But
yeah, maybe.
That's
the thing. You need to sort your behaviors out first, that you can and that you do it, rather than like fucking worrying about parasite cleanses and
exactly. See, just don't take caffeine. I wouldn't take it then.
What brand of fucking ball shaver you use or something? It's like, well, you got 2.5 minutes before you need to go.
I don't use a shaver for my balls.
Cream hair no more.
What's it called? No ball hair.
No ball hair.
No bother. So instead of like no bother, like it's no ball hair.
No ball hair.
I'll put that in the chat. No ball hair.
Thanks.
Instead of
no ball hair.
No bother.
That's good.
See what I mean? It's like a play on words. It's a Scottish thing.
Love it. The girls, the ladies, the Glinton girls are live in, I think, 6 minutes.
They're going live early tonight, are they?
They are, yeah, which is good. So what's the plan for this week? So we haven't got a plan before Sunday, have we?
I'm going to see if we can get Kieran on Sunday, or Stephen.
Okay, but we haven't got a show before then, have we?
Because then on the following Monday, the 24th, I go to France. And France is a shithole, by the way, but I'm going to France on the 24th until the 28th. And then the 29th and 30th, I have Tia competing at the British Championships.
All right.
And that's in Wolverhampton, England, and that is also a shit.
Wolverhampton in the Midlands, in Birmingham. To Wolverhampton.
Yeah.
Wolverhampton.
But there's been lots of shit happening with the IPF, and I can't actually go and handle her because they put in lots of rules and stipulations for people that can now handle because of a few bad eggs. I'm going to say air quotes bad eggs. I don't know if they're bad eggs at all, but just there was some text messages leaks and people like saying stuff about female coaches in the space, and now I think they kind of panicked and put in a lot of like rules and stipulations for people now to handle athletes at the juniors.
Which, yeah,
You know,
comes with its issues.
Yeah.
Right. So no show
what,
before.
What else have we got on?
Right. So tomorrow, I've got a show.
Have you?
Yeah. When did I do it? 11:15, I think. I think I've done it then. Yeah. On the Base Show with Jake Chapman on the Savant Podcast channel.
I won't be able to be there for that one.
Oh, all right, whatever.
I'm horse riding on Monday.
Love that. Good.
I'm not personally riding a horse. I take my son riding on a Monday morning.
I figured, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got a guy called Steve Beckett, who's owner and founder and this, that, and the other of Defiant Clothing Company.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and they've set up a series of mini documentaries. They're going to film at affiliates around the UK and make mini documentaries on them. And he wants to have a chat about that and talk about that. So
maybe we could plug Donny Beaton's. It's the smallest box in Scotland. If they wanted to do one, that would be cool.
Yeah. Well, they're going up. I think they're in. Huh?
We actually need to talk about getting Donny. I don't know whether we're going to have him here or on the Base Show, because I don't know what he'd be more comfortable with. He's never done a podcast before, but I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. But he definitely says we could come on and film some content at his gym as well.
Awesome. Lovely. Sounds good. So yeah, that's 11 o'clock tomorrow, AM GMT. So for the Americans in the house, it's like 5 hours earlier, I think. So you'd be like 6 AM. Yeah.
For some of them.
So maybe not ideal. However, yeah, we're just going to chat about the series and all that. So it'll be a short one, but we're going to talk about what he's doing, and it'll be quite nice actually. Here's some fresh media coming out of the affiliates.
Are they doing that through the Divine Clothing page, or is he set up like a different thing?
Separate Instagram page, but it's all Defiant. It's all part of the umbrella of Defiant. But yeah, we'll be talking about. I want to talk about the clothing company as well, because it's quite a cool brand and everything that's come out. So, and hopefully we can get.
They've been going at least 5 years.
Yeah,
I remember when they first kind of started.
Yeah,
it was like pre-lockdown, wasn't it? Or was it during lockdown they launched?
I don't know, and I kind of want to find that out tomorrow. But I do need to do some.
I've just had a fucking great thought, but not for this show, but for your show.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to put it in the private chat before I go.
Private chat. Well, why don't we just say bye-bye to everyone and fuck off? So Glinton, so the gals. Actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to, while you're doing that, hang on. I'm going to get the Glinton. I'm going to get my Glinton out. Oh, it's behind the scenes part 4 out. There we go. Part 4 of behind the scenes is out for anyone that's paying money. What I was going to do is Glinton things. Let's see if they're live now. That'd be cool. Oh, they are. Hang on.
Let's watch them from our show.
Hey, yeah, we should watch them from our show. Shall I comment from? Hang on.
I'm going to go in their comments and tell everyone to come and watch our show instead of theirs.
Yeah. Hang on. All right, Jan, can you comment? And I'll do it as well. Sarah.
Oh, it's fucking left our chat to go over there.
Sarah, how's the Glinton? This is insight into what I'm thinking about when I'm just chatting rubbish in a chat. What a trait. Yeah, bloody hell.
I've muted mine.
All right, okay. Is this where I find the Glinton?
You don't have their volume on YouTube, have you?
No, I've turned it off.
I decided to cheer in high school. You know,
go back to the Bella.
Huh?
I keep don't have it muted. Let's play it so we can hear what they're saying.
Well,
Bella.
yeah. I mean, now that we know what we know, I mean, that would have been like a little.
Why didn't they send you? Like, are you glad they didn't send you? Like, that's kind of. Yeah. What years were those?
Are we gonna get our first strike or something for doing this?
See.
I don't know.
Late 90s. to write. I mean, I would have been writing.
I doubt it.
Okay.
They would, I
Okay.
think they
Yeah,
would
you're a
have
little.
to do it, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I want to ask something like that. Do you know? Here's a little insight, right? Okay. So what I'm looking at. I know there's only 3 people in our chat, so it's fine. Is I'm looking at her video, right? So I'm looking at there, and there's that picture frame in the background. So what I'm going to say is, Sarah, where did you get that picture frame from?
You need to unmute it so they can answer.
Yeah. All right. I'll do that.
So he got convicted and sent to prison. And there was one, like my dad. So when all this came
Right,
out,
and now what I look for right now, I'm not listening. I'm watching Colleen's face. So Colleen's just read it.
That's what I do as well.
And she's gone.
I watch Colleen as well.
And now she's thinking,
And I said, there was
fuck
this
off.
one time.
And then Garrett hasn't seen it yet, and you'll see her eyes go over slightly over. She'll see it, and then she'll think, "Fuck off." There they go. And
I watched you do that this morning when I was like, "Oh, look at these sexy boys."
Yeah. I know, but
I was like, "Are you gonna fucking pull up my comment or not?" And then you didn't, and then you pulled up someone else's, and I commented again, and then you didn't, and I was like, "I'm away."
I definitely did. I did bring that up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I definitely did.
I need to go back. I must have missed that bit because I was lying in bed.
Like he wanted me to pull down and like lay down on the couch and pull down the leotard.
What accent has she got? Is that like Sean's accent?
And I remember feeling like
I think she probably lives near Odd.
And I told myself in that moment,
yeah, maybe.
Like is she like Alabama?
Close right here, but
it sounds like that, doesn't it?
You know,
touched you.
Sean, tell me that.
And I just remember.
Yeah, Sean, where's this?
I don't know why, but there's 3 people watching us still. I don't know why. And I have no idea why.
I know why you're watching.
Yeah, she's like me.
But I was just like,
what,
not
bald?
me.
Something's wrong. And like, I watched all these girls
Tiny penis.
A lot, and I kept
Drug addict.
Like, and I think
Mississippi,
Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah, there we go. I said Alabama.
So messed up. It's
Yeah, you
so
did, didn't you?
And you know, as a kid, like you do it, that it is that
Alabama.
age group, that like 7, 8, 9, 10 age group that
Right,
that they're
okay,
hyper
should we leave 'em to
focused
it?
on.
Yeah.
And you do as a
Right, guys.
girl, you
Thanks
want
for
to.
tuning in for this, whatever this was.
Yeah, it was fun. Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, well, we've got a channel for it, so that would be cool.